Ahoy mateys, and welcome to On the Clock, the one and only show that brings the best of fantasy football and ultimate draft lineups. I'm your host, CC Cam, and we got a bone-chilling lineup today as our fantasy analysts will be giving their keep, sell high, and sell low picks for this upcoming week. Then your GMs will be drafting their lineups with players who are playing in the NFL but are under the age of 25. All that and so much more on today's special Halloween edition of On the Clock. I am now joined with our spooktastic fantasy analysts Parker and Zach to break down their keep, sell high, and sell low picks. Week 8 certainly brought some shocking games that left us all speechless, and going into Week 9, the stakes are getting more terrifying as it is that time of the season where players are either freakishly dominant on the field or just downright horrific. So Parker, starting off with Chuba Hubbard, are you keeping him, selling him high, or selling him low?
Thank you so much, CC. I will say, for any viewers at home who might be a little curious about why there's no buying option, that's because we know that if you're watching On the Clock, you're good enough at fantasy that you've got those extra assets to sell. So let's start with Chuba Hubbard. He's had an absolutely great season. He's been that top option. The best running back on any team is worth having on your roster. Even the best running back on the Panthers is worth having. I'm saying he's a keep. He's been a very effective runner. He is currently RB11, as you see up here. He's been very, very good. He continues to be a weapon out of the passing game, coming out of the backfield. And even though there's some more quarterback changes happening with Andy Dalton being a little bit banged up, whether Bryce Young or Andy Dalton's back there, the one thing that will always be consistent, especially with losing Deontay Johnson, is going to be Chuba Hubbard.
Well, see, Parker, I'm not going to agree with you, but I'm not going to agree with you, but I'm disagreeing, and I'm going to say to sell high on Chuba Hubbard. Like, he's RB11 right now. So that means the value is already there, and his points have gone down in the past 2 games. And another thing, Jonathan Brooks is coming back. So he's going to be splitting carries. He's already been designed to return to practice, and he's going to take over this role, and it's going to be a split backfield, and it's not going to be as good as Monty and Gibbs. And for next pick, I think we both agreed, Rashad Bateman, we sell low. We sell low on Rashad Bateman because Deontay Johnson just got traded to the Ravens, and that puts him in the 3rd wide receiver role. Now, he was doing okay in the wide receiver 2, but there's nothing for him really now, and it's just going to be nothing. He's going to have no role, in my opinion.
On this one, we actually agree. I am a big Rashad Bateman guy. I think he's a very effective player. As everyone watching knows, I am the Ravens guy on the Clock. That being said, I think in real football, Rashad Bateman's going to continue to be a key contributor. But when it comes to fantasy football, he's just not going to be effective. He's not getting the touches he needs. It's not going to be a very productive time. It's time to sell low on him. Get out while you still can. If you can get assets for him, do it.
Zach, as you said, Deontay Johnson was just traded to the Ravens, so how much of an impact do you think this will affect the amount of touches Rashad Bateman will now receive?
Yeah, so I think this will totally, no touches. Honestly, no touches at all. I really think maybe 1 to 2 touches, but beside that, I don't think he's going to get much, and it's just going to control his limit a lot.
All right, Peely, that's a little melodramatic, but we're going to move into Tank Dell, currently wide receiver 1 on the Texans, which is a crazy thing to say, but Nico Collins is still on the IR, and at the same time, Stephon Diggs now out for the year with a blown ACL. Super unhappy for those guys. Hope they get well soon. But Tank Dell is currently the wide receiver 1 on the Texans, and that's why I'm saying sell high on him. He's going to have inflated value over the next couple weeks as we approach fantasy trade deadlines. He's going to keep climbing before Nico Collins gets back in rhythm with CJ Stroud, and Dalton Schultz also gets more and more involved in that game along with Joe Mixon. I would say this is the time to start shopping those offers for Tank Dell and get out of him before his value drops back down to where it should normally be.
See, now, amazing points on Tank Dell. It's true. He's going to, value's at an all-time high. But he's a championship caliber player that you want on his team. You want on your team. A wide receiver 2 that will be great. Diggs did great in that wide receiver 2 role. He's gone for the year now. I don't see why he won't get the same touches that Diggs did. And I know Diggs was a very touchdown-dependent guy, but Tank Dell adds so much more to that, and we already saw him get a touchdown last week anyway, and Stroud throws the ball 33 times per game.
I'll be honest, Zach, I don't hate it, My whole reason is I don't trust Tank Dell's health when he's a volume guy, because we saw him as a high volume target, one of CJ Stroud's favorite targets as a rookie, and he ended up breaking his leg. And he just had a negative end to the season. He's a smaller guy. He's a really, really good receiver. I just don't trust it down the stretch. I also don't trust him once Nico Collins comes back.
Yeah, but we're not gonna bank on injuries here on the clock. It's just not how we do it, and it's just not gonna be. We got to do it by the value now.
Sorry, guys. We have to move on. Moving on to Kelsey now. Parker, what are you doing?
Travis Kelce, at this point, I also have to sell high on him. I'm not a big Travis Kelce guy. He's finally starting to hit his stride, and he's going to be great in the actual postseason, but we need to be more concerned with what happens in the fantasy postseason. It is a much bigger deal in that week 15 to 18 stretch, wherever your fantasy playoffs end up. I don't know if I necessarily trust that he's going to be the guy going to. Mahomes needs to build his rapport with, hopefully they'll be getting Isaiah Pacheco back. He'll be continuing to build with DeAndre Hopkins, who they just established is going to be their number one guy going forward. Even Sky Moore, if he's able to get healthy, he's going to have to continue to build chemistry with. Kelce doesn't need those reps down the stretch of the regular season, so I don't think they're going to be giving him the ball that much when they need it.
See, you say that now, but in terms of receptions and receiving yards on the Chiefs, he is leading in both of those categories. Yes, he only has one touchdown, but that could be just him heating up on a 7-0 team with the best quarterback in the NFL. And the tight end position is really, really weak. And he's at tight end 7, averaging 11.1 points. But I see the role just increasing. I know D-Hop is there, but it's only going to open up so much more because the safeties are going to be coming down to cover for D-Hop. So I just think you keep him, and it just goes like that.
Would you rather have Brock Bowers or Mark Andrews? Or not Brock Bowers, Travis Kelce or Mark Andrews? That's my whole thing.
Well, I don't think you can trade Travis Kelce for Brock Bowers.
Mark Andrews, I mean. But yeah.
I would have Travis Kelce over Mark Andrews
Really?
any day. I know he's scored touchdowns in the past and past games, but I just don't trust Lamar and his passing offense. And especially with Deontay Johnson now, I see Travis Kelce getting much more.
That's fair.
Now, Parker, Kelsey is one of Mahomes' most reliable guys to throw to. Why would he sell him high now, halfway through the season, when he's still putting up big numbers?
Well, that's exactly why, CC. I appreciate the question, but one of the big things with Kelsey is, yes, he's doing really well right now, but he is an older guy. He is going to get worn down, and they want to save him for the playoffs. The Chiefs do not care about the regular season. Let's remember this. The Chiefs don't care about your fantasy team, and they do not care about winning regular season games. They're currently doing it because they look like the best team in football right now. They're undefeated, and they honestly have the best chance I've ever seen of breaking that Dolphins perfect season and looking even better than they did historically. But Kelsey is not right now the biggest reason for it. He's the guy who draws double coverages and actually doesn't get the targets. He's kicking butt, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, so last pick here, I've been waiting for this one. Amari Cooper.
We disagree on this one hard.
Yeah, we disagree hard. I'm selling high on Amari Cooper. Everybody wanted him once he got to the Bills because he was that number one guy, blah, 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 blah. But it's only opened up Keon Coleman and Khalil Shakir. It's only opened up even more. And with James Cook on the ground, I just see there's too many weapons. I know, and Josh Allen does not have a pick yet has one pick this season. My bad. But I just think he's going to continue to just stink, and it's not, and you just sell high on him while he has the value.
My whole thing was, first of all, I'm keeping him. You can see right behind me, I'm keeping Amari Cooper. I absolutely adore Amari Cooper right now in this Bills system because they were already succeeding without him, and now they get to add him as icing on the cake. I think of him the same way I think about Tank Dell and the Texans, except I have more faith in Amari Cooper because he's a more veteran guy, and he clicks with Josh Allen immediately. We saw that first game. He was immediately effective, kicked butt in that first game, and yes, he had a down game his second rep in Buffalo, but I trust that he's going to continue to be effective as the true wide receiver one in that system.
Yeah, but the thing I'm really saying here is that even with him doing really good in that first game, Khalil Shakir still had 17 fantasy points, and Keon Coleman still got the ball a good amount of times.
All right, Peely, I think Josh Allen can throw it to multiple people. But all right.
Yeah, he can, but that doesn't matter. He's just not going to be as valuable as anyone else.
He's the wide receiver one, whatever.
All right, thanks, guys. This is some pretty wicked insights, and I'm absolutely loving your Halloween spirit, by the way. But when we come back, we'll have our GMs joining us for the long-awaited draft segment. It's reached the time for our final and most spine-chilling segment of the show, as some of the most frightening stars in the NFL right now are under the age of 25 and taking the league by storm. And now our GMs get the opportunity to draft their ultimate lineup of players who are playing in the NFL under the age of 25. So, Evan, kicking off with you, who is your first pick?
So right before I make my first pick, I just really quickly want to say we coordinated our costumes to be golfers. I think it's pretty cool. Anyways, my first pick is Jamar Chase, wide receiver on the Cincinnati Bengals.
All right, Jack, you're on the clock.
For me, I'm going with what I think is the second best young wide receiver in the NFL. I'm going Amon-Ra St. Brown. This guy's a dog. I'm so excited to have him on my team.
Two great picks, two of the brightest wide receivers in the league. But that being said, I need my quarterback here. So give me C.J. Stroud. He has all the tools to be one of the best quarterbacks in football. And that being said, we need somebody to be his wide receiver one. Give me one of the most prominent receivers in football. The only issue with this guy is that he has Daniel Jones as his quarterback. Give me Malik Neighbors.
Falco, thank you. You just gave me the actual best quarterback in this entire draft. Give me Jaden Daniels. This guy is a dog. He's the best rookie quarterback in probably NFL history, better than what C.J. Stroud did last year. He's been incredible these first 8 weeks. I am so excited to have him.
Okay then. So I'm going to take another receiver here. I'm going to go with a guy who's a rookie, one of the most promising wide receiver prospects we've ever seen, Marvin Harrison Jr. And then with my next pick, I'm going to go with second-year running back Bijan Robinson. He's been amazing for this Falcons team that has a lot of great weapons.
I'm going to go with a better running back now. I'm going to go Jahmyr Gibbs. This is a top 5 running back in the league already. He's alongside David Montgomery, which is honestly limiting what his potential could be. This guy, top 5 running back already, and he's still so young.
All right, not bad, but I need somebody that was snubbed of a Heisman in 2021. This guy has been behind the worst. I was thinking on Sunday, maybe the Seattle Seahawks had a bottom 5 offensive line. No, I was wrong. They are 32. They are the worst offensive lineman in football, and yet Kenneth Walker still produces 1,000-yard seasons and is one of the best receiving backs in the entire NFL. Yeah, Kenneth Walker at running back. My next pick, another explosive running back in Breece Hall of the New York Jets. Two explosive guys right out of my backfield.
What? Okay. Anyway, we're going to come back to that later. I'm going to go with one of the most consistent wide receivers in all of the NFL. Give me Puka Nacua. This guy is a dog. He's getting hurt right now. He's coming back now, and he's already producing again. I'm super excited about this.
All right, so earlier you were talking about how Jahmyr Gibbs is kind of limited in this Lions offense. So I'm going to go with another guy who's in this loaded Lions offense. I'm going to go with my tight end, Sam Laporta. He's been phenomenal for the Lions, and this is a team that already has Amon-Ra, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. They have a whole bunch of players on this team. And with my next pick, I'm going to round out my wide receiver room. I'm going to go with Chris Olave from this New Orleans Saints. He has been phenomenal. He's still super young, and he is so great.
I'm going to take my tight end as well. I like your pick of Sam Laporta, but I'm actually going to go the best rookie tight end probably ever. Give me Brock Bowers. This guy is on pace to break the rookie receiving record for tight ends. He's the only option in this Raiders offense, and he is going to be a superstar in this league.
I love that Brock Bowers pick. He's one of my favorite tight ends in football right now. But I need somebody that is literally being the mentee by Davante Adams. Davante Adams is teaching my next pick, which is Garrett Wilson, how to run routes, how to be an efficient wide receiver one come the future. And he has Aaron Rodgers at the quarterback. So once they actually make that switch to their quarterback of the future, I think Garrett Wilson is going to be at the helm of that receiving core. That being said, my next pick is one of the most underrated receivers in all of football, Zay Flowers, because this guy's with Lamar Jackson. He's going to have Lamar Jackson for most of his career unless he decides to leave, which I don't see why you leave somebody like Lamar Jackson. So yeah, Zay Flowers is right there for the taking.
Interesting pick, Falco. I don't mind it. I'm going to go with my final running back next. I'm going to go with Kyren Williams, another guy, another top 5 running back in the league this year. I don't know how you take Kenneth Walker and Breece Hall over Kyren Williams. This guy is a dog. He's one of the best young running backs in the league. I'm super excited.
You know, I was really hoping that you would forget about him, but with my last running back pick, I got to round out my room here. I am going to go with Devon Achane from the Miami Dolphins. Dude, you have Kenneth Walker on your team.
Yeah, okay.
You took him with your second pick.
Okay.
Anyways, rounding out my team, I need a quarterback. I'm going with Caleb Williams. He's a rookie. He's been phenomenal in college. He's still pretty young. He's got a lot of time to get really good.
For me, for my final pick, I'm going a really good wide receiver. When he's healthy, he's one of the best in the league. Give me Rashee Rice. This guy, with Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback, he's one of the best in the league. Y'all can laugh all you want. He's better than Zay Flowers by a long shot. Rashee Rice, superstar potential in this league.
Yeah, well, he's on the field. He hasn't even recorded 1,000 yards. You had George Pickens for the taking, but it's about hey, whatever. It's not
better than George Pickens.
It's not my pick. But that being said, yeah, at least George Pickens has a 1,000-yard season. That being said, my last pick is one of the most productive college tight ends in recent NFL history, and this guy is a vault, but the Atlanta Falcons have the wrong key. That being said, my last pick is Kyle Pitts. This guy has such a bright upside, but the Atlanta Falcons just do not know how to use him for some reason.
When are we going to give up on that guy?
Some pretty monstrous teams, if I do say so myself. But we will be right back with our GM to debate why their team has the best and most scariest lineup. Welcome back. It's now time for our GMs to each pitch why their team is more elite. Evan, why is your team the best?
So I'm just going to look at my wide receivers here. Jamar Chase, Marvin Harrison Jr., Chris Olave. You guys do not have wide receiver rooms that come close to this. Rashee Rice, the most notable thing he's done in his career is gone speeding like 150 miles an hour. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'll tell you I'm wrong because he was a key part in the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl this past year. I also have Amon-Ra St. Brown and Puka Nacua, two of the most consistent wide receivers in all of the NFL. Not to mention my running back room, Jahmyr Gibbs and Kyren Williams, literally 2 top 5 running backs this year. Literally, I had the 2 best running backs out of everyone combined because someone decided to take Kenneth Walker. Yep. Anyway, yeah, I'll let you explain that because I just need to hear the reasoning.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm going to talk about C.J. Stroud first. This guy is the future. He already has more playoff experience than both of your guys, so he knows.
He's a rookie.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. He already has that mentality. He knows how to win in the playoffs.
Fun fact: 1 is greater than 0. That's what you're saying.
Well, yeah, literally is. That being said, I will defend my Kenneth Walker pick because you know why? This guy is incredible, but he's behind one of the worst offensive lines in football. If you put Kenneth Walker, wait, hang on a minute. Let me finish. If you put Kenneth Walker over in Detroit Lions offensive line, then he's a top 5
You're doing
running back.
hypotheticals here. You can't do hypotheticals.
Anyway, I'm going to talk about why I have the best quarterback in this entire room. Jaden Daniels leads the league in completion percentage as a rookie. He is 6-2. Just beat Caleb Williams on a Hail Mary throw. That was a beautiful throw, beautiful way to escape the pocket. He's also one of the best rushing quarterbacks in all of the NFL. This guy's a dog. I also have the best rookie tight end ever to play the game. My team cannot be beat. I have the best running backs. I have really, really good wide receivers. I have the best tight end and the best quarterback.
I won't dispute your quarterback pick. I will absolutely give you Jaden Daniels. However, tight end Sam Laporta has been phenomenal for this Lions team.
Whoa, hold on. No, he hasn't.
What?
Sam
Have
Laporta
you lost your mind? Don't even talk about tight ends ever again.
mind saying he's not?
Brock
No, I'm agreeing with you.
almost just as valuable as Sam Laporta has been. Sam Laporta has
Name
not
someone
been
else
good.
in the Raiders offense.
Brock Bowers, exactly. That's
Exactly.
all you need.
That's your problem.
Zamir White.
Zamir White! Oh, no, stop talking. Cut his mic control. All right, now let's talk about
was a god in Madden.
Because clearly you guys forgot about Garrett Wilson and Zay Flowers, two of the most
They are not
underrated
better.
receivers
I'll take
in
Rashee
the
Rice.
NFL.
I'll take
Rashee
Rice.
Rice over Garrett
Yes.
Wilson, an offensive
Yes.
rookie of the year. You've lost your mind. Please cut his mic control. I am begging you.
Falco
Because this guy
seems awful.
All right.
lost his mind.
Sorry to cut you guys off. No doubt all those teams have players who are menaces and bring the terror to the football field. But each week, that wraps up everything for today's special Halloween edition of On the Clock. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to tune in next Thursday at 5 p.m. for even more fantasy takes and GM debates. I'm CC Cam. Have a spooktacular rest of your day, everyone.